Howdy folks, it's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today with some more Murders at Karlov Manor draft. Man, not been doing fantastic, but yesterday we finally assembled Servatron. We died to our own hubris, but we got to do the thing. That was fun. So, today, we'll be doing the same thing as yesterday, just hopefully a bit better. Where we draft, we play our games, and whenever we lose, we'll go over to standard, make a little space, hopefully get our feet back under us. Sorry for the fairly consistent lateness recently. Turns out, I am not a morning person, and while I'm super excited to wake up in the mornings and go have fun doing the stuff I love for folks, the commute from bed to table is a lot more than you would expect. So here we've got a Wojak investigator, a 2/4 detective with fighting and vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, investigate once for each opponent who has more cards in hand than you. 2/4 flying vigilance for 3, already fantastic, with a potential catch-up mechanic. I don't think there's anything else in this pack that we would rather take. If it wasn't here, haven't done much with Detective Satchel. I think it's a little slow. Shock, I think, is actually decent, since it's cheap enough for paying for the ward. Slimy Dual Leech I've also seen do some work, but I think we're very happy with this Wojak Investigator. Audience with Tristani is probably a little difficult. Seasoned Consultant, I think, is fantastic. Cornered Crook, I have not done a lot with, but I've seen it really zop things, and it's quite big. Prime Novelist, I think, is a little awkward and limited, but I think let's cut white. Let's take the Seasoned Consultant and see, leave ourselves open for a little bit longer. Assemble the players. Look at the top card at any time, and once each turn you may cast a creature spell with power 2 or less from the top of your library. I like that. Especially because I have not done the white-black thing, really. And that seems to be a big part of the white-black archetype. And I think it also works relatively well in blue-white, so... Ooh, I don't know how that works with face-down cards, though. I assume there's probably the look-ahead, since it will be 2 power on Battlefield. We'll try that, and we might learn something fun and new about the rules. So, we do have a Museum Night Watch, which I love a lot. We do also have Extract a Confession if we wanted to start getting into black, which is where I think we want to be based on archetypes, but Reiki Scoundrel is good, but doesn't really pair with what we're doing. We do also see both Felonious Rage and Demand Answers, which I think are good spells in the red deck, so we might end up more of a Boros pairing. We'll take the Museum Night Watch, since again, it's not forcing us to commit. And I think Make Your Move, also actually pretty fantastic, deals with a lot of big stuff. As well as gives us some options for removing a pesky case or whatnot, so I will happily take that here. Oh, Spell Snare. Did not know that was one of the list cards. I haven't checked the price of it recently, but if it was paper, I know that used to be able to basically pay for an entire pack. Going straight to the Defenestrated Phantom. Again, sticking to white. Murder, I think, is decent, but I've had some issues with it. Chases On, I think it's a good one if we're going into red, but Defenestrated Phantom, I think, is fantastic, so we will just stick with that. Wrench, I've liked. The Vigilance and 1/1 with the ability to aggressively tap, I think does quite a bit. That's good. I do like Cerebral Confiscation, but again, it's a good white card. We can just stick with that. And Hosta Vigilante make our 2/2 things bigger. Could also go with the Crime Stopper Sprite, go blue-white again. Which would not be the worst, but we'll take the Vigilante. On the job, I think, is a little awkward. So, I'm going to take Hotshot Investigators speculatively. We're not committing to it. Wow, red seems very open, so we will take the Crook. I think we mean... Bleh. I think we might be Boros this time around. We'll see. We've gotten a lot of very solid white early on, I think. Well, we'll take the Cerebral Confiscation as another potential option. And Command Answers. Yeah, I don't think we're doing that in almost any world. Oh, and there's that Spell Snare. Toll Smear, Midnight's Light. So create Wojak, which is a 5/5, and whenever it attacks, so you can force a block. I think that could be quite solid, but we haven't been seeing a lot of green come around. Whereas this, what's our detective count? So let's take out, so if we are going Boros, only 2 detectives. But we've got stuff that makes detectives. I think this is just a fantastic enchantment if you've got enough detectives, and I think we probably will. Howdy, Jocelyn Christie. I'm doing pretty well, doing a fun little magic draft. Hopefully we can do better than yesterday. How about yourself? I think we go with the inside source here. Yep, just a quick little thing I drew because not comfortable with the face cam and thought I'd be a fun little ink spirit guy. Still want to work and improve it, but having fun with it so far. Got me going. Ooh. Maybe we do go green-white. We could take the Sharp-Eyed Rookie. Yeah. I think that's better than the Forum one. The Griffnot Tracker is not bad, but let's take the Sharp-Eyed Rookie. Very all over the place. Vengeful Tracker, if we wanted to stick with the red plan. Griffnot Tracker. Yeah, we're seeing a lot more red. I think Vengeful Tracker is quite good. It's a good 2-drop. That's something I'm still working on. If you enjoy it, stick around. I do occasionally do some art streams while I'm working on figuring stuff out. Because I've done a lot of pixel art, but I am still sort of going back and learning the basics of doing, like, shape studies, stuff like that. I don't think Anthrax Rampage is actually good in limited. Glad to hear it. I think we'll go Hustle and Bustle. I'm not sure we end up playing it, though. Innocent Bystander? Sure. So, you someone that enjoys magic? Just poking around? Museum, Night Watch, or Detonation. We don't really have a lot of removal. Yeah, we'll take the Detonation for the removal. And we can take an Offender at Large. Wow, no one in blue-white. The Lonely Private Eye. Okay, we've already got a lot of 5 jumps. We can take this. Maybe we get a land that can splash it. Don't think we'll be playing any of those. Sure, we'll take the Inspector. Or if not, Tracker, I think is a decent pickup for our 4 slot. Expose the Culprit, I don't think is playable, but it's there. 'Tis an option. Alright. So yeah, I do think we're Boros at this point. Finally made a decision, finally committed. Okay, fantastic green rare, but not what we're doing. We haven't seen the rest of it come around, unfortunately. Galvanize, so some cheaper removal, or another suspicious detonation. I don't think we have a whole lot of ways to be making our little clues. So, I think let's go with the Galvanize. Because it's cheap enough that we can actually cast it reasonably, and then we sometimes get the benefit. Relive the past. Ooh, Case of the Crimson Pulse. We have seen do some very, very scary stuff. Ooh, a triple rare pack, fun. Dogwalker, I think, would also be quite reasonable. But let's go with Case. Think probably another Offender, since we can cast it as a 3-drop, potentially. Dogwalker. Would like one, but I think Harry Dronesmith is very powerful and works well with the 2 power or less, and gives us other artifacts to sacrifice for turning some stuff on. I think we can take another Innocent Bystander. We could take the Crowd Control Warden purely for the morph. Or an Auspicious Arrival. I'm going to take the Innocent Bystander. I think 2 drops are important, in case you hadn't noticed from how much I talk about it. Second Vengeful Tracker I like a lot. Especially since, yeah, it's only opponents. Person of Interest. Ooh. Burden of Guilt. Interesting. From shortly before I really was getting into Magic this time around, Dark Ascension, so I've got some good memories of zombie decks. I had not seen that card before. We are not playing any of those, so we'll take Case for the value. We'll take a cheeky little Detective's Cap, even though we, again, probably will not run it. Don't think we want a second Demand Answers. Here, we'll take a No More Lies. For that blue-white deck, we're definitely going to play in Standard. Okay, so we're going to need to make 1 cut. Could probably use a little bit more. Ooh. Felonious Rage. There we go. 2 cuts. Yeah, we did not see Fantastic Green come around. I mean, we saw 2 green rares in pack 2, one of which was what, like pick 3 or 4, but someone was taking them. Not enough that we could really pivot on over. All right, so let's do our creature non-creature thing. Create. So we do have quite a few non-creatures. So as always, probably going to be making cuts there. I think a Demand Answers. We don't have a lot of collect evidence, so we're not getting discard value. Okay, assemble the players. Actually, I'm gonna go look that up. So assemble the players and disguise. Because it should have the characteristics of the disguise ability as an alternate cost, right? Yes, because that's the first step. Look at me, I have indeed been working on learning the rules, so you can assemble the players are disguise creatures. So in that case, how many do we have that it works with? 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. So 13 creatures that it helps us dig to. I think that's quite solid. Detectives, how many detectives do we have? We have 5 detectives naturally, plus we get an additional 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 detectives. Man, I do think it's a fantastic case, but I think we probably aren't getting quite enough value off of it to justify spending our entire, turn 2 playing it out. Like, it helps bump our curve and be more aggressive than our opponent, but yeah, I think we cut that. So we've got good combat tricks, we've got the wrench for some very good shenanigans, we've got some removal, Case of the Crimson Pulse, and Assemble the Players are both, I think, some fantastic card advantage. So, yeah. Let's see what we can do. We'll go with
you're ready to face me?
Jaya leading our Boros Legion. A nice, more pristine golden construct. And, City of Brass Sleeves. Nice and austere and military. So we've got, I guess it's just Boros weenies for the win. Alright. Let's see what we can do. And this way, we're playing Boros in the draft, and when we lose and do a quick standard match, we'll swap over and do some Boros Convoke. Alright. Who will it be the first time? Capem. Ooh, mono red hand, but we have double Vengeful Tracker, and are close to Morphing Offender at Large. We are on the draw. I think this is an awkward hand, but I think this is a hand that can do things. Okay. I think we want to draw a plains, not a plains. We really want to draw a plains here. Which I don't think is unreasonable ask. We do have a couple more plays. Like, we can be stuck for a little while, and we've got access to some more stuff. It was awkward and a gamble. Okay, we can live with the mountain. We're just kind of in a holding pattern. Still would love that plains, so we could either run out the tracker or the drone smith. I think probably the tracker. It does say sacrifice, so interesting. So I guess tracker is one downside to the Harry Dronesmith. We'll sacrifice that one. Aha, the plains. Unfortunately, we really don't want to be trading our tracker with the savior, I don't think. But I'm gonna do Harry Dronesmith, I think. We start pinging in for 1, which is not enough of... Ooh, I mean, we're losing that race, but I don't know, it feels more solid on the board. I think they still attack in with the Sanguine Savior if we play out the Griffnot Tracker. So I would rather get some slight value that we can then also start beating in on the ground with. Okay, I don't like how they're looking at our cards. Oh, the very sort of creepy ascending tonal chords. Galvanize, I think, is actually just a fantastic way to deal with the savior. And I think we're going to do that while they're tapped down. I know it's an instant, but... Okay, Hedge Whisperer. We might take some big beats. If we are going to, I might just chump the 5/5 with the Vengeful Tracker. They're going for it? They're going for it. Yeah, make the forest. Actually, I would probably make the swamp, if anything, but... No, I think we can still afford this. And we've got a chance that we can just flip this up. Okay, we are in a tough position, since we don't get to flip it up. So we could Vengeful Tracker, and then we can triple block. And Wrench, or we could Griffnot Tracker. We're not getting anything out of the graveyard. I think we just run these out and get ready for some painful blocks. Next turn, we could sack the Wrench and Detonation. We are in a bad way. We're going to have to burn a lot of cards to deal with this. Okay. We aren't blocking that in any case, so I do think we do the extra blocking in case they have a combat trick. And this also sucks because if we kill the Mortipede, they get to just do the collect evidence all over again. Man. Hedge Whisperer might be more of a threat than I thought. And that's just a straight up 5/5. Well, we can Seasoned Consultant. Equip Seasoned Consultant so that it can single-handedly block the Mortipede. But I think we're dead. I might have been seriously under-evaluating Hedge Whisper. Okay, Enervation takes that out, so we are double chumping this turn. We can survive at 1. until they exile something. Investigator is not gonna do it. Well, actually, we're technically still alive because we can jump with the Vengeful Tracker. And then block the Mortipede. Maybe they draw nothing else. We draw our 4 mana 5/5. Like, do we have an out? I don't think we do. Especially not with that. Alrighty. That be game. We were stuck on 4 lands and just kinda always behind. Okay. Oh, wait. That's right. Thank you, game, for not... We took a loss. It's time for standard. Gotta shake it out. Don't want to just get into that zone where you're throwing gems into the aether for... out thinking about it. Wulfric. Wulfric? Probably Wulfric. Alright, so here we've... Oh, got only 1 red source, but we can Epicure, Gleeful Demolition, second turn. If we draw a second red source, this gets nutty. If we don't, I think we're still in a pretty solid position. We'll say with Gleeful Demolition, the fact that you're destroying the artifact, definitely a little tough. Okay, a Ganjo, so working our way towards that Sanguine Evangelist. The fact that it's destroy is interesting because they can kill stuff in response, which is a little awkward. But I do think... I'm still trying to figure out in the control matches if... I'm still trying to figure out if you destroy their Celestus. I'm not sure on that one. In any case, we'll slam a Ranger Captain, and I think we actually tap the Bat, since we're more likely to block with the Goblin. Frontliner and Inspector, we will take it. More cards are more cards. I do like doing the full tap sometimes, because it can dig you to another Knight Errant. 3 is usually where you'll want to be. Okay, I think we attack all out anyway, but they're also very much risking an Imidane's Recruiter there, so kinda ballsy. Nimpakal, sure, I think we survive. If they do a Recruiter, I think we survive. We get to play out our entire hand, so let's just go for it. Slamma-jamma. Now we have 2 flying threats, even if they aren't going to be 2 power. Especially with, right, the Voldaren Epicure pinging for 1. We've got them a lot closer to dead than I imagine they're comfortable with. Actually, we have them dead next turn because of the Yoshin Frontliner. We can attack with that and it pumps the bats, plus we've just got a huge board. We're in trouble if they're running a cheeky End the Festivities as the sideboard tech. But yeah, I think Boros Convoke is just usually a good enough aggro deck that you don't want to dilute the plan, unless you know for sure the matchup is happening. Mono Red, I think, is totally fine running End the Festivities right now, but is I think they're a very good plan, but having the counterattack, I think they're a bit slower than Boros Convoke, and it's so prevalent. But, alright. We've seen how to win with Boros, so, come on, deck. Just gotta do what we're doing in Standard. Alright. Wrench into Consultant? This seems awkwardly similar to the previous hand. Just from the other half of our deck. We're going first. I think we try it still. Might be the wrong move. Okay. Really want the third land at the very least. Okay. Like that. We'll just attack in for one. We could equip Wrench, but I think we're fine just smacking in for one. And we disguise out the offender at large. It's a 2/2. That's still so weird that you flip him up for the same value. I don't know. This guy is not having some of the value that I would expect. So can't be blocked by creatures that don't have a name. We could disguise out the Night Watch. I don't think that's fantastic, so I think we're going to equip here. And we attack in. And if they want to trade, I think we're okay with that. Now the question is, do we Felonious Rage get a 2/2? I don't think so. I think you really do want to be using Felonious Rage to trade up rather than just being a 1 mana 2/2, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a 1 mana 2/2 is just fine. Okay. Land? Fantastic. Ooh. So, I think we run out the Person of Interest first, because it can do attacks better, and it creates the little 2/2 blocker. Oh, we're against Moody Blues. Good song, I hear. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh, is that a Veto sleeve? I would assume with the Dusk Rose. Looks fun. Another disguised creature, one of which I have to assume is a Dog Walker. With the mana like that. Very subtle opponent, very subtle. So we could run out the Museum Night Watch. I think what we do here... I think we attack with everything. And I think we probably flip up the Offender at Large. But there's also a world where we might just Felonious Rage. Like, ideally, they block the Detective, they double block Person of Interest, and then we flip up Offender at Large and trade for their entire board. That'll be awesome. Okay. For toughness, I think is going to do just fine. We kill 2 things, only losing 1 of our own, and smack them down to 15. Fairly certain is what's happening. Yep. It could have been the combat trick, but I don't think they would have done the double white like that. Awesome. And here, I think we will suit up Offender at Large with the wrench, and then attack in with both things, and hopefully just do Museum Night Watch. Okay, double trade for the doggos. We can live with that. Oh, they do have Make Your Move. No! They've got our thing, but that would have happened pretty much anyway. I don't think we're out too much on that equip. We could have equipped it to the, to our person of interest. There we go. Wow, names not doing it today. We could have equipped it there. Oh, we don't have the combat trick up. I think we'll leave it. We could have equipped it there so that they couldn't just double block with the dogs, but then everything gets under the Offender at Large. Okay. Well, I think here we once again, we equip the wrench. We attack in, very ready to Felonious Rage. They do not take that. And so, I think we Innocent Bystander holding up Felonious Rage, and feel good. Ish. Okay. They put a 1/1 counter on it. I think we will block with the Bystander and Felonious Rage so that we get the Investigate. Interesting and terrifying. I think we block with the Museum Night Watch. This is awkward. So they've obviously got something they can do. Even if it's the +3/+3 trick, we can Felonious Rage. And even if they've got one more thing, we still make 2/2s. Okay. So so much disguise. No clue what's going on. Discard a card, draw 2 cards. Man. I do like Make Your Move, but I think we need to start digging. Dronesmith and Galvanize. Okay. We could equip the wrench and try attacking in, but then they just block with the 2/2. So I think we stand still and feel ready to try and Zot something for 3 defensively. Ah! I'm just going to Galvanize that right now, when they have no protection up. And yeah, then I think we're just trying to get to the point where we get to start digging deep with Case of the Crimson Pulse. Ooh, something to note with that. Cracking a clue on their end step, not a good idea. Discard happens on our upkeep. Okay, the Vigilante. We would love one of those ourselves right about now. Ah, Defenestrated Phantom. So we cannot play out both, so I think we'll just play out the Phantom as a flyer. A big old chonky boy. Okay. Yeah, so like that's, we would have loved to hold on to our make your move there to just get rid of the Hostile Vigilante, but I don't know. I think we really did need to start the process. Very concerned about the disguise creature. Okay, forcing. Okay, so forces the block. But okay, so I think what we do, I think we trade our entire board. Since they are tapped out. Yeah, there's no way we can do this to keep more creatures alive. We don't have a double 3 toughness, so we're doing it this way. We don't get to investigate, unfortunately. Okay. Ooh, suspicious detonation. Oh, okay. We harried Dronesmith. Oh, but it's a sorcery. No! So probably should have just Zotted. Okay. I was so excited about that. I'm like, oh, it's a combo, but no, you sacrifice it on the end step. And since it's a sorcery, we don't have priority during our main phase with the discount. No blocks. If it's something super big and scary, we will be able to turn it face down sometimes. Yikes, okay. Well, crack on in, and hold up the tapping down ability. So, note to self. Kill the disguise creature that they haven't turned up yet, and don't make mistakes about when you'll get to cast stuff. Hoping that we put them in an awkward spot. Okay, those are some blockers, but we do still get to go in the air. Unfortunately, we're still 1 mana short of actually casting either of those things safely. Uh-oh. Don't like that. Got a combat trick? Ooh, okay. Well, at least it wasn't used aggressively. So we can take 1 more hit. I think we run out the Vigilante. We equip the Vigilante. And then they attack us, and if they don't draw a blocker or removal, we can kill their inside source and swing for lethal. They're digging. We're really happy if they end up cracking their land. I don't think we ever win if we block there. So we have 7 mana. We can for sure run out the Vengeful Tracker in any case. We could do the attack and aggressive tap, but no, this way we keep the vigilance. So okay, we Vengeful Tracker. Vengeful Tracker will get a counter when we attack. We Zot the 1/1. We have 2 blockers probably. Even if we attack in and force. Okay, we attack in. They might just destroy an attacking creature. But we still have a blocker at the very least. Oh, no. Well, we'll draw 2 cards next turn. Ow, okay. Yeah, and even if we had been doing the... Oh, and that has trample. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, so 5, 8 total to be able to... Okay. We'll have to discard, assemble the players, but we are drawing 2 cards a turn now. What we do here... Oh, shoot. Right, because that's an ability of the creature, so we don't get to do the tap down. So we do assemble the players, see if we can draw... We don't. But, okay. We put the wrench on the detective. The detective... We can block the panther. It cannot. Okay. Yeah, just feeling kind of consistently behind in these games. We would have won this game if we had done the detonation on the disguised creature. I'm bad at figuring out when to kill the unknown information, I think. I'm a very mathy boy. Just give me the information so I can do stuff with it. None of this hidden shenanigan. Okay. Little Boros Convoke. Work it out. Shake it out. Got closer that match, at least. Got Warden to turn 2 reinforcements. Okay, they also have Warden, but they took a damage to cast theirs. Haha. We're winning. Epicure, tap down your board. Or another 1-drop so you can swing in with the Warden. Yup. We will not block, but we will run out a plains and our own resolute reinforcements. I don't know why I said our own. We will tap down our board. We will take a beating. We are probably losing because we are on the draw. Yoshin Soldier, I don't think is... I guess we could have done that so that case could have been bigger, because we're probably going to want to play that this upcoming turn. They will probably bring it up to 4... Yeah, okay. Should have kept the Ocean Soldier so that we've got an almost guaranteed kill on their Warden. But we still might draw another 1-drop. We do happen to have a few of those. We do not. Unfortunate. So, let us convoke away our shame. Grab a recruiter and an evangelist, I think. But I suspect they've got something, so we are not doing fantastic. Yeah, if we kept the Ocean Soldier, we Zot the Warden instead of convoking out the Knight Errant. I think we're feeling a lot better about this game in that case. That said, we could double Zot the Warden potentially. because we do need it dead. I do think we'll trade here since they have the bigger board, and we are pretty nervous. So, yeah. Zot number 1. Zot number 2. And pretend that it's not an Imidane's Recruiter or War Leader's Call in their hand. Well, there we go. Okay. We'll do it until we win. We gotta shake out all the bad luck. Gotta shake out the stuff that makes us think, don't kill the disguised creature. Leo, O2 Nardo. O2? More like O3 for me. Heyo. Okay. Sure thing. I think we'll lead with the Cavern of Souls. And probably crack a clue turn 2 unless we draw something better to do. Please say hello to me while we're on this weird fleshy battlefield. I feel kind of awkward otherwise, Gandalf. Gandalf versus Chad. Ooh. Life gain? Yeah, I think we'll crack the clue. I don't think the 1-drop Inspector off curve is what we want to be doing. I think next turn we're just running out Sanguine Evangelist, so... Okay, we get Virtued. I am unsurprised. Color me unimpressed. Okay, lots of recruiters, but we will run out the Evangelist. Cavern of Souls, I do think, is a little awkward in these decks, but it is quite useful in the early turns against, Okay. It's quite useful in the early turns against control decks. Late game, I think by the time it's relevant, you're often too far dead, but... Okay. We've got a sick Boros draft deck. We can train 3 wins. We've got this. Kill the disguised creature. Alright, Perivale. Okay. We have 3 lands. We have a 2-drop into a 3-drop, potentially 4-drop into 5-drop. We are on the play. Let us go. Zoom, zoom, beep, beep. We do keep getting matched against diamond players, which I think means we're behind the curve right now and there's not other platinum folks to match us against. Okay. We will have a 4-drop next turn. Fantastic. Fantastisch. Sehr gut. Wunderbar. Against Abzan. Oh, don't you show us that sea dry, no. I think Person of Interest is actually going to be better on this board. So we run in, wanna trade? No. You trade the other ones. Interesting. Probably afraid of us flipping it up. Reasonable. Wisp Drinker Vampire. Unfortunately, we can't get through that super effectively. But we can menace through. And that just simply doesn't do much, so we won't worry about it. It's not required to attack. Doesn't have lifelink, we could, but I think not doing it when we're completely tapped out is just fine. Niv miss it, the Guild Pact. Jegus. Does X damage. What the Okay. So, one The natural woober. We just lose, right? They're exactly 2 colors. Okay. Well, maybe I was a little optimistic talking myself up there. Okay, eavesdropper. It's got hex. It's hexproof from multicolored. Okay. It's still only 1. I don't think we win by chumping. They can't kill any of our board with it. Jeez. We're not drawing fantastically either. Howdy! Howdy, Cholera! You're coming in at a sad, sad time. Felt like we could rally. Just had 2 rough first games. It happens. It's been happening a lot recently. I got a natural Wooburg, turn 5 Niv Missit Guild Pact. Like, we play out Museum Night Watch. We chump with our Griffknot tracker next turn, and we hope to draw our 1 piece of removal that can hit it. Yeah, it's impressive. Like, if I'm gonna lose, it's going to be to a 5-color rare that no one should be playing, that they natural into, right? But, ouch. Okay. Well, they probably kill that, but I think that's okay. Then we keep our other thing alive. I other than drawing the piece of removal that deals with it, I don't know what would do. So we're just taking it this upcoming turn. We could kill the Wisp Drinker Vampire, but I think what's better, we attack in, we've got our Offender at large, and hopefully deal a little extra damage here. Maybe we can somehow race him. I think we'll be playing a lot of standard here soon. Come on. You want to block. You want to block. Trade away your board. Do it. Do it. This is still okay. At least we can pretend that we got close. Unless we draw, if we draw a removal, we have a chance this upcoming turn. Because then we can kill Niv Mizzet, we'll still be alive. Okay. They kill that. Makes our chances go down even more. Even fewer chances. So, if we draw our one piece of removal, we can kill Niv. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. We've had a lot of luck along these lines. Like, I mean, props to them. This is fantastic. I'm so happy for them. It's just another 0-3. Yes. Okay. So, I'm curious, what is our win rate at right now? 0 wins, 3 losses. We are at exactly 50% win rate. Ouch. It has been a while since I've done that poorly in a format. I mean, I'll keep grinding, but today, I think I'm just gonna do a little standard here. See if we can climb the ranks in that with the cheesy Boros Convoke deck instead. Let's do go be the problem as a balm for our souls. Well, how's it doing? How's it going for you today, Cholera? I did listen to oh, I'm terrible with the name. The Beatles song, "The Hole in the." I'll bring it up. I listened to it. I enjoyed it. I'm terrible fixing a hole. There we go. I'm terrible with I need to listen to a song several times to absorb it. It just lyrics are very important to me, and I pick at it at first, but we'll get there. Swift Spear? Haha. Swift Spear, meet Inspector. I think we will run out the Epicure here. Next turn we Evangelist. We might actually even pitch the Mirex. Just a bit under the weather, doomscrolled, so news about the war in the east and right. Yeah. That's not a fun way to start the day, but it's out there. We do what we can to support what we can. And try not to let the stuff that we can't do much about get us down. You're here, you're getting to watch me probably get crushed and rumbled on the constructed ladder too, but hopefully have fun doing it, right? Yeah, I think we actually pitch the Mirex. It's not super handy in the matchup. We're kinda okay color-wise. We set it on human. Ooh. Do we Adam Pakal? Or do we Evangelist? I think I actually like Anim here. They still probably just remove her, but I think it sets us up better. Ooh. I will block. There's a chance that they use the killer, but I'm kinda okay taking that. That feels almost free. Yeah, and they're not gonna be able to Zod it with a colorless land. We got away with it. Heck yeah. So, Epicure and Evangelist. I think we actually attack with all then. I feel fairly safe about it. Overwhelming them with the gnomes. Oh, what was that internet meme a while back? You just got gnomed? Gnomon Fools and Standard. I'm trying to remember the name of it. You were talking about doom scrolling and so on. There was a fantastic app that one of my media studies profs recommended that I used for a little while. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. I'll put it in Discord after the stream once I can look it up. But it's a fantastic little app that basically lets you curate which news sources you're looking at so that you're not as reliant on the fancy schmancy algorithms out there. You can have a bit more control about what you're looking at. I have not been keeping up as much on world news, so haven't been using it a whole lot, but always a big fan of things that help you filter out all of the wonderful information on the internet. There we go. Let's hoping we can make it to Diamond 2 by the end of the stream. I think that's achievable. So long as we don't get into that Diamond Hell rut. Gurn. Okay. What one good turn deserves a gurn? One tud gurn deserves to no. All right. Epicure, Enforcements, Knight Errant. The mirror match. Come on. Can't believe all these people out here playing Boros Convoke. Oh, and they gatewayed me. They gatewayed me. So rude. Oh, those are some funky sleeves. That would mean that we could easier to try and pay back. No, I get it. That's... I mean, obviously I'm on the other side of the world, so it has less of an immediate impact on me, but it's one of the few things that got me actually trying to interact with legislators and whatnot, because I know some folks who live in affected areas right now. It sucks. I have seen some of the footage from it. It is so awful. Turns out, war. Don't think most people disagree. Not a great thing. So I get it. I do think there is a fair bit of aid going on right now. And what I was saying earlier, I do very much stick by, is you do what you can, right? I'm not in a position where I can go over and volunteer. I don't have a huge income to go donate to relief efforts. I've donated a little. But what I can do is try and keep myself afloat and doing well, and try and keep things going well for the friends and the folks around me. I can stream and hopefully give folks something to think about other than it, so that they've got more energy when it does come time where they can do something about it. I have heard it before talked about in terms of like tending a garden. But yeah, it's, you know, we are out here, we are doing our best to live our lives, and hopefully just kind of bop along. Glad to hear it. But yeah, no, it's, you do what you can, and the stuff that you can't do much about, you try not to let it drag you down into it as well. Is the best I've figured out how to do it. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough that it significantly improved my life rather than trying to think I can fix every single issue that's out there? Yeah. So, instead, I can just burn fools with Boros. Lots of pinging. But I think we're still alive. And we get to Imidanes again. Every time I say Imidane, what is it, the something Dimmadome? I can't remember. One of those lovely adult cartoon shows. Might have been Simpsons? Don't know. A very alliterative, very long name. But yeah, no, it's like, am I fixing the world by playing Magic? No. If I'm making your day a little better, I feel like I'm doing something right, though. It's making my day a bit better. It's helping me add some structure, even if I'm still having trouble getting out of bed in the mornings. But, you know, it's productive, and it helps me go on and work on other stuff that sets me up to do more good in the future. So, you take the wins you can. You don't ignore the stuff, but you work with the stuff you can actually control. We're gonna mull that hand. We pitch something here. Not a land. I think we pitch the frontliner. I have seen a couple of builds of this that are not running the Gleeful Demolition, which I think is interesting, because I think the most powerful turns you get are when you turn one either an Inspector or an Epicure, and then next turn get to Demolition. It does, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, sometimes they destroy your artifact, or they just wipe the board afterwards. It's not perfect, but I think it's honestly one of the most powerful cards in the deck. But, you know, it also... Ooh, hold on. So, Evangelist makes board wide. They might temporarily lock down, but then we're still left with the Evangelist, as opposed to Recruitering this turn, which knocks them down. I think we Recruiter. Feels weird, but I think we win more games by pressuring them this much. Okay, they double block. Alrighty. I was thinking they might be more of a control deck, but I'm guessing this is Boros Mirror then? Interesting. Oh no, the lack of turn 1 play surprised me. So, had I known that it was the Mirror, I probably would have run out the Evangelist last turn, but we can do it this turn. And I sense a second reinforcement, so we will just attack with the Recruiter, so it will force a double block if they want to do that. Sanrazian. Okay. Oh, they really need that red source, didn't they? Fun little thing that I've done. Ooh. Oh, that's not good for them. Fun little thing that I've done on occasion, and I need to do more. But... Oh, okay, hold on. So, if we do this... What's our outlook? So, that would be... 3, 4, so 7, 10, 3 in the air, 13, plus 4, so 17. They can block one of the Recruiters, so still dead. Okay. Man, I need to practice my math again. It's been feeling a little sluggish when I've tried it. I'm not loving it. But something that I need to do more that I used to do is I like to go for walks. It's a great way to just sort of clear my head and, you know, get out of the house, because I'm the type of person that sometimes will spend a week indoors and not notice. go for a walk, and I bought a bunch of little clothespins. And I've written on the clothespins in marker, I guess it varies sometimes, but just write basically, keep looking for the little things, or something to that effect. And just write a small little note about whatever, a compliment to the void, something neat that I've learned, something interesting about the place I'm walking around. I clip it in the clothespin, and then I drop the clothespin, hoping that someone is going to come across it, find it, and it's going to add a little bit of mystery or interest to their day. Do most people pick up random clothespins with notes left on the ground? Probably not. Sometimes I clip it places. When it's clipped places, I imagine people are more likely to pick it up, because then it seems intentional, but I don't know. It's casting some goodwill into the void. I do it because in elementary school, a principal walked around and apparently dropped a couple of pennies around the school every day, and I remember finding those pennies, and it always made my day a little better. So I started dropping pennies around places that I went. I fell out of it once I ran out of pennies, but I still try and do little things like that. And it's fun. It's good vibes. This is an awkward hand, especially since we're probably demolitioning our own creatures, but I think it does do things. Ooh. Or we gateway their sleeper. Haha. Oh, that's good. I'm not super up on Danish politics, but I'm glad that there was some good news in there. Having politicians that you can feel good and excited about is important. Oh, that's wow, okay. I have not been primary regional? Okay, I will need to look at. I don't do a lot of I'm not involved with a lot of the party stuff, so I'm typically just kind of looking at the aftermath. I think we're going to double blow up here. And then Imidane's Recruiter next turn. Oh, okay. Yes. I will say, generally a fan of any Republican candidate that's doing well that provides us an alternative to re-electing Trump. Okay. Yep. Which would be nice. I would like other options there. Because regardless of my political stance on, regardless of where I fall on the political spectrum, I have a lot of issues with how the state of our, basically how the system was influenced by Trump. But yeah. Graveyard Trespasser, okay. I do think, if there is one thing that I could do to change the American system of governance, it would be ranked choice voting. Just let us have more options so people don't have to hold back with their votes. That'd be nice. Hopefully we'll get there someday. No worries. I don't mind a little here and there, but I do try and... Yep! All good! We attack here, we lose a creature. They're going to flip next turn. We only knock them down to 4. Yeah, I think we do no attack. Lily. Tick down, make a sacrifice.
Let's make this quick.
But yeah, no, that's... I think the thing that I'm most like, yes, let's do this thing. Let's make it so we're not first past the post. I enjoyed her. I'm listening to her. I'm trying very hard not to hurt the lovely, friendly creatures. I even figured out how to not hurt her. I tried talking to her, but I listened to one of the little froggets, and they said a time will come where you may, there will come a time where maybe you will need to, basically use this, mercy option without, even if it's not yellow. And so I went, you know what? If I just don't fight her, maybe she won't fight me. And I was right. The game was being helpful. Crazy how that works. So that was fun. Yeah, no, I was excited. I'm having fun. I remember I had played through that point when I first got the game. I didn't remember hardly anything about it. But I do think that I ended up killing her because I couldn't figure out. Wow, crazy that I don't like hurting things. The thing is, I might end up killing people. I'm going to make my decisions genuinely as they come. Like Flowey? I had a chance to kill Flowey right now. I think I would kill Flowey. He seems evil. He seems bad news. I don't know why he called me a monarch. I'm concerned. But yeah, it's kind of fun and engaging. Although, you know what I didn't realize? I did not realize that Undertale is a bullet hell game. Do you know what games I'm really bad at? The, like, 2 I've played? Bullet hell games. So this is gonna be interesting. I have already managed to die twice. But we're having a good time. The soundtrack is fantastic. I love the art. The humor is spot on and makes me wince in the best of ways. It's a great experience. And I'm even getting off my lazy butt and getting the videos uploaded with a decent turnaround. I got the first one uploaded last night. I'll hopefully start working through my backlog of afternoon streams with, like, Night in the Woods and whatnot. Although I did run into, apparently the intro music, despite the folks that handle the folks that handled copyright enforcement for Undertale, apparently YouTube got really uppity about the intros. A bit more crass than Night in the Woods. Interesting. Oh no, it's... I will have to see more of it. So far from what I've seen, I would say that the humor is definitely a lot more punny than Night in the Woods, but I think Night in the Woods, from what I saw, had more humor that I would call crass, per se. Actually, crass is one of those words that I've read and kind of know, but don't know, I couldn't necessarily define it to you verbatim. Crass, lacking sensitivity, refinement, or intelligence. Okay. So I typically think of crass as using more, like, vulgarity and whatnot. But, yeah, it's taking it as sort of more of a, like, lowbrow form of humor. Night in the Woods has some kind of high concept stuff. Not necessarily super high concept, but more high concept. Whereas it's very dependent on puns, which I think is a fantastic form of comedy. But, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Undertale, so far, the humor kind of reminds me of the type of jokes that me and my friends were making in high school a lot more, I guess. It feels like a more juvenile sense of humor, I suppose. Undertale is well overtold. Ha 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 ha. Very nice. I didn't realize, so it's been 9 years since it's come out? I did not realize it was that long. I'm more impressed than ever that I've somehow lived under a rock enough to not know what was up in that game. But man, I loved so much. Cut down. Cut it out. Game of Thrones? Ooh. I have watched all of Game of Thrones. I started watching Game of Thrones, I think partway through the last season. I went, you know what? I'm going to watch this. Because my mom was enjoying it a lot. Got caught up just in time to watch the finale as it happened. So that was fun. Okay, lots of investigation here. I'm appreciative of opponent playing Lazov. Like, go for it, my dude. Let's see some variety. I'm, just kind of being awful and running the meta, but I'd love to hit set completion on murdersatkarlovmanor so that I can play around with more of the cards. We will see, though. Shouldered? This game might be over. So, okay, I can Epicure. Imidanes doesn't help us a lot right now, so I can Recruiter. I can Chump Block. Chump blocking is going to probably kill us, but we can draw a card, go to 8, draw another card for turn, go to 6, we take 2 in the air, or we take 1 and then 3. So we go to 3. Yeah, we probably can't afford to draw. We can block the gnome. Sorry for the mic hit. I really need to get a mic that's not attached to my face. Because I am not very... I'd rather just watch Darkwing Duck, Animaniacs, or some dorky crime drama over something as outspoken as Game of Thrones. Might just be you. No, that's fair. I don't know. I like a mix of the two. I loved Game of Thrones for some of the characterization. Like, I was a big fan of how they handled the Hound. I was a big fan of Arya Stark. I loved some of the world building. I thought it was very interesting. I loved following the parts of the story that were looking at Daenerys. Because I found that a much more interesting thing. The politics and backstabbiness I was much less a fan of. But I think they did a decent job with some of the interpersonal conflict, and I enjoyed it. But no, I have watched... I haven't watched Darkwing Duck, but I have certainly watched a whole lot of Animaniacs in my day. I believe it's Daenerys... I believe it's the one with the Y. Ooh. Is there any way we No. There's no way we realistically survive this. I'll still try it. Because we can Evangelist and Recruiter next turn? It's not going to be enough, but... we can still look cool doing it. We're going to look a lot less cool doing it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's... We're dead. But yeah, no, it's... I found it a fascinating series, but I love stuff that's, good old clean fun. I've watched all the Wonder Years and such in my days. I think a good, sort of middle point. Looking cool Joker. Looking cool Joker, cool cat. If that's a reference, I'm not getting it. You typically put your references in quotes, but it's a good phrase. Looking cool, Joker, cool cat. Lots of very staccato sounds. Something that I think is a good sort of middle ground of, the drama and just, good, clean fun. Babylon 5. Great bit of science fiction work. It's got a lot of Cool Cat is just the emote that got borched. Oh, again, you know what? I'm terrible as a Twitch streamer because I'll let you know a little secret. I don't actually watch a lot of Twitch streams. I'm trying to get better about it. I'm trying to go see what other folks are doing and have fun. I typically watch YouTube re-uploads that don't have chat, which makes me kind of sad. Ooh. What do we do? It's a quote from Persona 5. Okay. I have sat through one of my friends playing most Persona 5. A lot of it was in a very weird haze. I do remember loving Haru, though, and Yusuke. Oh! I don't think my friend was using a lot of Morgana, so that might explain it. And no more lies? It's no more lies, right? No more lies. Ayy. Dan. Oh no. It's a lockdown. Oh. And now, of course, we draw the white source. Possibly. That would be an interesting... That could be a fun, like, little gimmick deck. Play a day where every card is like a name something card. Do that in Explorer. Just play a little bit of that, get really on top of things, and seeing how well I can do. Haha, you fool, you've given me another bat. Which is definitely what I wanted. I mean, they seem... I think they're stuck on lands. Explorer do be wildin'. I've played a lot more Explorer than I have Standard. Just because I already have access to some of the cards. Or I have access to viable decks already. Yeah, we'll just run out the map. Pretty much, yeah. Not a whole lot of time to figure it out. I typically ran either, Angels or, Is It Phoenix? I built Is It Phoenix mostly because I knew it was one I wasn't going to do particularly well with, because it would force me to learn some new stuff. Well, let's run out the Sokenzen. Do we get our battle cry trigger? Holy sh! We do? Yo! So, you need 2 blockers or 2 kill spells. That doesn't do it. Okay. Oh. You'd be playing Historic Timeless when Modern Horizons 3 comes to Arena. Possibly. The way I typically figure out the formats I'm playing is just kind of based on what I've got the cards kicking around for. I haven't done a whole lot of Historic, mostly because I'm one of those stop it with the digital cards type folks. I'm the crotchety old man. Timeless I do want to crack into. I don't have a lot of the pieces for decks there. That's the downside of how sporadically I've been playing, while I have been like trying to build up mana bases and whatnot, so that I'm, rather than looking at 50 rares per deck, I've got 20 of them already covered, so I can start working towards and collecting some of the important pieces. I've really lapsed on that, so I'm kinda far behind on that aspect of collecting right now. Um, but Timeless is something I want to be collecting towards. It might be a little further off than expected, considering how the drafting to set completion is going, but I do want to go there. Oh, why did I do that? I keep thinking, I typically want to play the Voldaran Epicure, turn 1, so that, basically, I like to set up for the Gleeful Demolition, but I still could have done that with the Novice Inspector, and then I could have double spelled this turn, so I was being a silly little ink blob, but if you haven't noticed, that's a pretty common characteristic. We'll ship the Cavern of Souls. I don't think that's useful in the enchantment matchup. I think this will probably be our last standard game today. And then we'll call it for Magic and come back with Undertale, and I'll find that app I mentioned. And then I'm also probably going to do the Rules Advisor test, because I have been doing a lot of looking. And I've completed, I believe, most of the modules leading up to that. So I may be silly with my plays, but I think I understand at least why things work the way they do. Reinforcements, I think, is not what we're looking for here. Then we can crack the clue. Now, we hold off on cracking the clue since we're not going to get a lot of value out of it at the moment. Swing in for 4. Leave ourselves completely open to a Calyx. Because value. The thing is, we would have to completely not attack to deal with the Calyx since the Skrelv is out here. Alrighty. I'm gonna get beat for 5 or 8. 8. Alright. Another Imidane. Imidane. Well, okay, so we probably tap those out. I think we just channel Sokensen. We are going to tap those tokens. Lethal Demolition is what we're looking for. Because then we can do that and ooh, ho, 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 ho. So I think we do leave stuff back though, because we are very close to dead, especially if they have a second Michikos. So we're gonna do this. I think this is one of those things where they kill us this turn or we kill them next turn. I'm also very comfortable blocking with the Warden of the Inner Sky here, because it's a lot of toughness, and I think the aggression value is somewhat lessened. Oh my... What a big boy! Oh, it gets us because, yeah. Ooh! Interesting. So I think there... I should have actually... No, it still wouldn't have worked because we needed the toughness from our white creatures. Unfortunate. Well, we made some progress in Constructed, and we'll pretend that Limited never happened. Heyo! No, still had fun with the draft, even... Man, turn 5, natural Wooburg, Niv Mizzet. Not what you're expecting when you wake up in the morning. But, with that, I'm gonna call it for today for Magic. But, I will be back in the afternoon with some more Undertale. It's gonna be 2 p.m. Pacific time. Spoke with a friend down in the LGS today. Covered how a lot of the Khans of Tarkir set got eroded art theme-wise before it was ported. Yes. Yes. That's because Dungeons and Dragons interpreted Rakshasas as a sort of like tiger-like demon, because they did often have animal heads, but Rakshasa have been portrayed with a lot of different sort of bestial natures, from my understanding of. I'm not super up on Hindu mythos, but from what I have seen, they're they are typically animal blended demons, but not exclusively kitty cats like D&D tends to do. So yeah, cool that they put in that research. But yes, so calling it for the day, calling it for Magic for the day. Had some fun. Be back at 2 p.m. Pacific time for some more Undertale, and hope y'all had fun. I'm still having fun with the set, even though I still don't have a good finger on it. So thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.